not what's it's Jeff.
This is David.
Hi, David.
Hi,
How's
Jeff.
it going?
I'm so tired.
Please don't talk about Dragon Quest.
I won't talk about Dragon Quest. You want to talk
Dragon
about
Quest-
Twisted Sister? Let's talk about Twisted Sister.
We could do that. I'm gonna put my pants back on. We're gonna continue playing Axiom Verge.
Okay, that sounds fine. I'm so
Dragon Quest
tired.
4 is pretty fun.
It's
I
great.
actually like it a lot.
It's great. It's really good. It's one of my favorite RPGs. It's not Chrono Trigger and it's not Final Fantasy Tactics, but it's pretty high up there.
And we were having a conversation. We were comparing the Final Fantasies to the Dragon Quests entry-wise.
Yeah.
I like Dragon Quest 4, but it does not hold a candle to Final Fantasy 4.
Wait, well, of course not. One's a Nintendo game and one's a Super Nintendo game.
No, that's true, but there's also, a matter of, scope. There, it's just... Final Fantasy 4 is really good.
Ragnar is better than almost every character in Final Fantasy 4.
There actually is a rose, sort of in Dragon Quest 4 as well.
Yeah, there
so
is.
I was like, this kind of seems familiar. There's also a large kind of robot golem thing that does some walking around.
Yeah.
It is done much better in Final Fantasy 4 because it's an entire crazy dungeon thing.
Well, it's also, again, a different game, a different system that had a lot more that they could do with it.
Yes, they also had the better imaginations and better plot and better artists. And
all right, we're going to talk about either Axiom Verge, or we're going to talk about Twisted Sister, or we're going to talk about Formula One or professional wrestling. I'm not going to let you badmouth Dragon Quest 4.
First of all, Senna's MP44 is pretty dope to play in Forza 6. Secondly, we're in Edin. This is called Edin. We were here briefly before.
Yes.
It's the sort of wide open city, kind of ruined city area,
With the giant, skeletal remains in the background.
Yes, this is true. Actually, what is that? I guess that's probably... I wonder if we get to that in this video. I think we do.
What?
What those are.
Oh.
Or what those could be.
Sure. I think maybe.
I'd have to look at the background again. Was it an actual skeleton?
Yeah, it's a giant, dinosaur-looking skeleton thing.
Okay, I don't know what that is. It's good for background. Kilbert!
Kilber's not, perfect. You actually have to hit the thing, sort of.
Yeah, you have to wait. You have to anticipate when they're gonna zap at you. Like that.
Yep.
It worked out. So this is probably Sudrin City, basically.
Or what's left of one.
What's left of one, yeah.
That isn't just piled high with bodies.
Yeah, it's not piled high with bodies, but still.
Mm-hmm.
There is breach bacteria.
Mm-hmm.
As we discussed in the previous episode.
Breach candy. Yeah, there it is again. In the background.
Okay. It doesn't necessarily... That's a little ambiguous. Maybe it's not a skeleton. It just kind of looks like a skeleton-like rock formation.
That's totes a skeleton.
It seems like it could just be a... We'll let our drone take care of this. These guys are way too crazy.
Why didn't you just address disruptor it? It slows them down. Or
Because
just
the
be
drone-
good at the game.
The drone taking care of it is better. It's more amusing because he keeps jumping back and forth. There is not another one.
Nope.
Just checking. Drone scout, go.
It takes so long to go back to you.
Yes. Just that little animation where it floats up in the air.
No. Now what do you do?
Ah! Now we can jump. Now what do we do? We can go through the floor.
Yep.
Now what do we do? We cut through the floor.
Yep. They
Time
keep
to let the drone.
They keep that drill relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Ish. What?
Ish. There's nothing there.
No, it's just a red herring that really frustrated me. I was like, oh, don't do that, Tom Happ.
Please no.
And is that a range extender?
It is indeed. You got a range node.
What? Yep.
Celebrate, little guy. Little Toto.
Does that make... No, Kilver is only increased by projectile size. Right?
I guess so. I don't know.
I don't remember.
I think range seems like it would... I mean, it seems like it could do that.
Oh!
We got a thing.
We got a thing.
is that looks like it says Athetos.
It says Athetos at the top. Yes,
we haven't translated it officially.
Yeah. Like, if people want to, they can just pause any of the stills of those and just translate them. It's fun. I found it fun to just do because it took me a very long time to find the translation code.
So these worm guys, when you zap them, they break through walls.
Didn't know that.
Much like the little worm guy in Meridia in Super Metroid.
I don't remember that.
Axiom 1. This is probably the most important
of
all of the
game.
things.
Yeah.
All algorithms are universal and valid, regardless of whether they're executed. Cognition and sub-algorithm behavior is perceived properties of the algorithm. Okay, the second one's pretty important. The third one is the most important. Any algorithm giving rise to cognitive entities will be perceived as reality by the entities in the system. Okay, it's very important. Mm-hmm. He said this is one of the things that... This actually means that we can talk about what the title of the game is now.
Axiom Verge.
So yes. So the axiom of like the sort of pseudoscience slash alternate world slash breach tractor, that kind of thing that Athetos ended up figuring out. And this is it's not a new philosophical concept, but it is a fascinating one about how the agents inside of a system cannot comprehend things that are outside of the system because they are by their nature part of the system, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that's what the axiom is saying. So, the address disruptor, if you push into the corners on these things, you just kind of stick there.
That's pretty good.
That was kind of amusing. That doesn't, These you can, this is another one that I missed like all the time, is you can disrupt those pods at the top there.
Okay.
This is like the only place that they really show up, so.
Well, there's another place where they show up, but you can't disrupt them.
I see. So this is really the place you need to do it at, and I'm going to blow it up just because.
All right, but back to your thought. Agents within a system can't perceive
perceive the system itself. You can think about it sort of abstractly, but you can't actually perceive something that's outside of the system, which is like a concept that I'm super fascinated by and is amazing. It was why I would recommend games like Axiom Verge and Soma and some other things. It's good sci-fi things, even like The Matrix or something like that.
Yeah. The more I watch The Matrix, the less I like it. But
okay, well, you're wrong.
But you know what? The first one is still really good.
That's what are you talking about? Is there others? Did they make others? I'm pretty sure there was only the one, and it was perfect, and then they stopped making them.
Jeff.
Look, the second one was pretty good, but the problem is that they introduced things. And they're like, all right, well, how are they going to resolve this? And they're like, nah, they didn't really resolve it.
Jeff, the second and third ones aren't that good.
They're not. The second one is pretty good, though. It does have that awesome freeway chase scene.
No, the second one has a bunch of really cool scenes in it, but as a movie, it is.
See, it expanded the mythology in a way that I felt could be interesting, because at that point I was still like giving the benefit of the doubt, like, all right, we'll see how they tie this all together. They didn't. They just continued to make up things just out of nowhere until credits rolled.
Until Jesus. Yep.
Yeah, and until the end.
Yep.
But the first Matrix movie is a little bit closer to like, your Plato cave analogy stuff, right?
Yep.
Where you have a bunch of people that are chained to a wall and all they can see is shadows, and you have someone that can actually turn around and sees that there's like real objects that are casting shadows, and there's sunlight outside the cave, and he's trying to explain to everyone like what you're seeing is not the reality, but all they can see is the shadows, and their entire existence is shadows, so they don't even have the context.
Are you having problems in the video right now realizing that you're not looking at the right notes?
No, it's because I spelled it wrong.
Okay.
Look, I'll get there. Look, it's. I was like, is it a KH or is it an HY? I haven't. Look, it'll get there. That's all right. It's giving me time to bring in the Matrix and Plato.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, fine.
So the allegory of the cave is what it's called, about the shadows. So this kind of thing. This is why the Axiom Disruptor, it kills the enemies. And you can just look at that as just being able to destroy the enemies. And I feel like we probably should mention the note on screen now that we can finally translate the Viken, which is the language of the
Rusalki.
Or is it of the Rusalki, or is it of Elsnova?
I think
it
it's
might be the Rusalki, but
in
not
general.
Else Nova.
Well, because this note is not Else Nova. That note is...
That's true.
Revivava.
I'm so tired of first games of job for everyone being in this predicament now. This ridiculous plan. So Drushka, another Rusalka we haven't actually seen.
Mm-hmm.
Obvious interest. So they're talking about the outsider. It might seem like they're talking about maybe Athatos when you just read the title, but I would say that they're, since it's talking about a female, that they're actually talking about Else Nova.
I thought they were talking about the one whose head they blew up.
No, there is. We will get to that one.
Okay.
In this video, or is it the next one? No, I think we will get to that one. But I'm pretty sure that that's the Rusalki.
Yeah, Katra Haska is the one that got her head blowed up.
Oh yes, Katra Haska had her head blown up. There is also another note about one of the other ones that is wandering, I guess. So Katra Haska is the one that allied with Athatos, but the outsider, I'm pretty sure, is referring to the Rusalki's opinion on Else Nova, because they talk. It's like it's female, so all of them are female, and there's not really many other female characters, like, so it's not going to be Athatos or Trace. And also it's talking about a different strain, so I'm thinking about a different strain in the sense of, like, you know, mechanics or mechanical strain, because it seems like, and we'll get more into what they are later, but they're not like the same species, they're just similar. Because they also say that Rusalka and Rusalki is Else Nova's word. So in her language, because they always say it's how you say their name in her language. And it seems to be that, like, Else Nova was like maybe the one that was stuck here for the least amount of time, so like she came the soonest in the history. Anyways, that's up for debate. The Axiom Verge is what the address disruptor does, and what the passcode tool does, and what the breach is. So it's like getting to the very edge of the reality, which in this case is the video game world, right? So this is how it's being represented, and it's showing the difference between that and the reality above it as glitches, because you can't comprehend because
also,
you're part of the system.
Thing on screen?
There's also a horrible thing on screen right now, which is an aborted clone of Athatos.
And what is he making them in?
He's making them in the egg chambers. That's probably, I mean, whatever. These are blue. They're not like the red ones.
Those are green, Jeff.
Greenish blue, teal. Okay, we'll say they're teal.
Okay.
They're teal. It also is auto dying. You can help it out, which I'm doing. You can let it die by itself, which you actually get an achievement for. So this is kind of so yeah, it's another good sort of plot twist, which could be seen coming, and which is what sort of mucks up the theory that he was just plucked out of, like, an alternate timeline. So Ophelia is just kind of like laying it down. Also, this is where Else Nova kind of, well, I don't like Else Nova.
No, yeah, well, I wonder why. And this is where they, well, it's covered in a note, so never mind.
Sure. Yeah, it'll come out in the notes. I guess the last thing I was gonna say is that the Axiom Verge in the title is it's that edge between the worlds. It's very thematic for the rest of the game, anyways.
Yes. Oh yeah, he used a rebirth chamber, and so they just used that stored data.
Yes. I do like how Trace just kind of rolls with it. He's like, okay. It wasn't the first time, or we'd have no Athatos. It's like, all right, let me break it down logically.
But he is a scientist.
Yes, he's being all sciencey. Copy made from data left behind. Yes, this copy or not shouldn't have any sense of time passage. Yes, that's a good point.
Accurate, yeah.
This is also why it's hard to say exactly what happened to Trace. Data degradation. That's a good way to sort of describe the history of Trace.
Yeah. It's like when Scotty was stuck in a teleporter loop for a long time to keep him alive. It's like that. The other guy that was with him degraded.
Yep. Oh yeah, that was the Next Generation.
Yeah, when they found him.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't actually watch the original series. Why do I know that? Oh, yep, because it was the Next Generation. So Trace has decided to talk to Athetos. This seems like a novel plan. Instead of just killing things.
Yep. And how are you going to make me do that?
Yeah, why don't you make me?
Like this.
Then she kills you.
Mm-hmm.
Which sucks.
At which point, you should wake up and go, what the
Yerp. This is a bad situation. And there is no way out of this situation.
No.
You're basically you're in an I have no mouth and I must scream situation at this point.
Yep. Trace, are you okay?
No.
Hell no.
No, I am not okay. This is not a good situation.
Yep.
Else Nova is bad.
Yep.
Bad because she's a machine, but she's vindictive. She's Am.
Am is...
That's I have no mouth, I must scream.
Okay, yes. All right. I couldn't...
Or you're maybe closer to Shodan. Although she doesn't have the same, like, complexes about humanity and
right.
like, superiority.
She's just...
It's really more of like a personal grudge kind of thing.
Like, I feel like Else Nova would be fine sans Athetos, but...
Sure.
Shodan was just kind of...
misanthropic.
Yeah. And then Am was...
Yes.
Hate.
On every nano angstrom of my circuits.
Yes.
If it was written on them, it would not equal the amount of hate I have for you.
That's such a great line.
It is a great line, and that story is super disturbing, and I try not to think about it. Like, honestly, like, that gets... It's visceral, I guess, comes to mind.
It is... Yep. Yeah, the whole premise behind all of it's just real bad.
It just sucks. The whole thing, the whole thing just sucks. There's an element of that here for Trace. It's not like he has, he has no real option to go anywhere.
Also, look at the background.
Yes, we found the rest of the Rusalkas or Rusaki.
Those big things back there that I didn't notice until that text box when I first played.
So they are not just heads, or they're not just like heads that are like plugged into a network.
No.
They actually have gigantic, huge, like mech body things.
Yep. One looks kind of like a snake. One's a giant scorpion.
Mm-hmm. One's kind of like a, I don't know, like a centipede almost, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So
then one's a squid.
Yeah, the squid thing. So Ophelia is definitely a scorpion one. It seems like her head just kind of, if you just like copy and paste it, just kind of fits down there.
It fits down there, yeah. Whereas in Else Nova is...
Yeah, this is where Ophelia is talking about Else Nova's language, which is why I think that the outsider is Else Nova, and that the rest of the Rusalki machines are not, they don't know about her. It's not like they have a history. And they say that, Athetos would just kind of just like be squashed because they're like these giant war machines or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Nope, you found a thing.
Hey, I fell onto a thing. Got an address bomb.
You got a power bomb.
It's a power bomb. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. And it goes.
I like it. It's a good effect.
It's a good effect.
All right, so that back there is important.
Mm-hmm. That's another body.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where all their bodies are. Now that we have the power bombs, we can. This is the third level of the address disrupt.
Right. It's the those little areas that we couldn't do anything to.
Googly bits like this one right here. Yep. We'll finally be able to de-res, I suppose.
Or res in that case.
Yeah, or a little bit of both.
Yep.
A bit of both.
And it does address disrupt everything that it hits.
This is true. Which makes it convenient for clearing an area if you're not really sure if you have sort of scanned all of things. Just throw a few of those out, you'll be good. Yep. It also has that awesome slowdown at the beginning.
Well, I did notice sometimes when I would do it on accident, it would just like give me an extra half second to react. And I was like, oh, hey, I can see this bullet that's about to hit me. Not get out of the way, but...
Well, you could probably double tap to get out of the way.
Yeah, generally, it would end up being to where, like, I would jump and accidentally double tap because I was playing on a 360 controller.
We went through the wall.
Ah.
I did not mean to shoot the drone out, but whatever. We got the thing. It's fine.
You got a health node. You're gonna get a...
All right, I do want to scan these, though. By doing that. All right.
Yep. That makes them a lot more tolerable.
Yeah.
All right,
those
get
things,
the damage, or the attack, or whatever.
Yeah, those little Metroid things, they suck.
Mm-hmm. Power
Literally.
node. There it is. And that makes your drone stronger. It makes his beam better, and all that stuff.
So if we continue heading right, we'll end up where we first entered Edin from.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to go there just yet. It'll be a lot easier to get all these map squares later. It's really just kind of a pain right now.
Yes.
So we'll still get them, but I just want to deal with that right now. So
yeah, that's perfectly understandable. You can't just open up a console command and hit super speed and run real fast. So
yeah. Yes, that is true. Oh wait, actually we can do that, but
what?
Well, you can use the passcode generator to do all kinds of things.
Oh right, that's something I never played with.
So the passcode tool is actually also used as a debug tool, which is appropriate thematically and also practically.
Yes.
Because it's a video game. So there are ways that you can basically put in cheat codes that they disable achievements and stuff naturally, but
Boo.
So I've never used them before, but we'll do it. It'll be like at the end, like as bonus video and stuff, just to see what some of the various little cheat codes you can input are.
I mean, if you want to save the sanctity of your saves, I can do them on my save.
No. Once I get to the end, I'll be good for Axiom Verge.
You're not just gonna go back and play it over and over and over again?
Well, I mean, if I did, I just start a new thing.
Oh, that's true. Also, you're still wearing pants.
I am, because I wasn't sure if I was gonna. What if we do this backwards? Oh, look at that! That was awesome when they go backwards. Okay. Look. The game doesn't actually run backwards there. I just was doing the video editing because it was kind of late, and I was like, it looks kind of awesome when you watch the fire go backwards. I was like, I'll put that in the video. The reason I wasn't doing a proper dance is because I had originally planned to have like the entire second half of Edin on there, but it ended up like that would have been like an hour-long video. So I was like, split it there.
Yeah, we've never done a video that's almost an hour.
Well, we do videos that are an hour long, but not because the gameplay is an hour long. So there's a subtle difference here.
That's true. That's true. It is almost 1 a.m. here. So if you want to continue to fuel my poor sleeping habits along with Jeff's, feel free to contribute to our Patreon.
Yep. You can give monthly, and then we can hopefully do this full time.
Yep.
There you go.
Videos way more often.
Well, I mean, maybe not way more often. I try and have a good sort of output at least one a week, and then I try and do more than one a week.
If it gets high enough, I'll be recording videos too. So
that would be nice.
Yeah.
That does make it a lot easier if I don't have to literally do all of the recording. The recording process could, as you know, be a little time consuming and hard drive space intensive.
I have recorded some footage.
This is true.
Find it again. It is
fully uncompressed 60 frames a second
absolutely
footage.
It's a total of 42.2 gigs.
Yes, and it's what, 10 minutes long?
It's let's see, 15 seconds, 9 minutes, 12 seconds.
Okay, 15 seconds long. I think maybe you could use a little of compression.
8 minutes, 37 seconds. So it's like, it totals to be about 20 minutes.
Okay, about 20 minutes. Yeah.
And that's at 720/60.
720/60. Yep, that seems about right. That's uncompressed. At least the recorder I'm using, it uses transfer stream files. Mm-hmm. So .ts, and it has, I don't know, it's still compressed, but that way, I mean, it's like a megabyte a second or something.
Well, I can, like, if I just have to re-up the subscription I have to Red Shark, and then I can... Lightworks, not Red Shark, whatever. The logo is a Red Shark. Lightworks, okay. I can re-up Lightworks and then just compress them and send you the files, but that requires me to re-up Lightworks and also finish recording all the other stuff.
Sure, and I certainly do not want your 45 gig raw files.
I don't know why not.
That sounds untenable. Well, anyways.
Yes, you can see the fruits of that labor eventually. Sooner if the Patreon numbers get high enough, because then I have to.
Sure. Then you'll be forced to.
Yeah, I'll lose one of my 2 days off, and I'll just work on that.
All right, there's more Axiom Verge. We got to most of the good stuff, I feel like.
Yes.
We did the pathogen episode, and we did this one, which covers the philosophical bent of what the title is and why I find the ending fascinating, and also the elements of the storytelling that I like, which is the Dark Souls style.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some things that are up to debate. Some things might not be true, what people are telling you, and the ending itself, I think, is improved by a lot of this. So
yes,
but we're not at the end yet.
No,
we'll be going through the upper portion of the Sudran city of Edin next time.
Mm-hmm. All right,
on Let's Play Axiom Verge.
Dun 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 dun
dun dun dun dun dun dun dun dun dun dun dun dun dun dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, that's all I got. Like,
you kept almost becoming Star Wars or Superman.
It was mixed. It was look. It's Star Wars, it's Superman, and it's a Dragon Quest theme. We cannot talk about Dragon Quest.
So Dragon Quest V is like Big Trouble in Little. I'm done recording. I'm just gonna hit stop.
We're not doing this now. I'm going to turn your entire audio file into just a long 440 tone.
Just I almost got a consistent waveform there. That's impressive.
Almost there. Yeah, very good. Okay, actually stopping.
Stopping.